Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, Dash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, much love and respect to you, Akim, out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. Now, this lesson is going to be entitled, Being an Edomite is no longer desirable, or something along those lines, because Esau is falling. And then part of Esau falling is his image being tarnished, because when he was let loose for that little season, going back to the Renaissance period, he has built up his image to be, a noble, great man, and the image of beauty, the image of success, the image of sexiness. This is how he has built himself up. All right. But all of that is being dismantled, right? And it's being dismantled by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai to expose the truth of the matter, because the truth will always rise to the top. Okay? This is Revelations 20 and verse 1. It says, "And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand," speaking about Europe. "And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is called the devil and Satan," which represents these Edomites, "and bound him 1,000 years. Right? Because while we were ruling in Europe, as we always go into, for that 1,000 years period, up until about the 1350 is when Esau started to get up into power. It was a gradual thing. Okay, so-called black people ruled Europe, and Esau had a spiritual chain around him where he couldn't get up to a certain level. Just like us as Israelites right now in this society, we have a spiritual chain on us. "And cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more." Right? So whenever he's loosed, whenever he's not chained up spiritually, what he does is he deceives the nations. Okay? Till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loosed a little season. See, as the Romans, one of their deceptions was devaluing the dollar. That was a huge, huge deception that collapsed the Roman economy. They were defrauding the peoples. Okay? That started with the Romans. You understand? So that was Esau in power, coming with his deception. Now, the little season that he's loosed, that's the time we're in now. From the Renaissance till now. A notable figure is Christopher Columbus, the Borgia family. Okay, that's another notable figures of Esau coming into power. So what they came was with the image of that white Jesus. Let's type in Jesus Christ. Okay. Right? You're not going to get the so-called black man as the image. You're going to get these Edomite looking images. See, this is Renaissance art right here. When you go to the original images, they didn't look like this at all. They had afros, they had dark skin. They looked like Negroes. So-called black people. But you see, this is all witchcraft. The media of that time was images. Okay, so when they came and said, "This is God, and God looks like me," which the Edomites, this Edomite look is really the minority look on the earth. This is the minority. They're the minority. Okay, when you deal with the Elamites, they're dark. Okay, when you deal with the Ishmaelites, the majority of them are dark. And you go look up old pictures of the Ishmaelites. Go look up old pictures. They're super duper dark, look like Negroes. Okay, you understand? The Japhites, the so-called Polynesians, so on and so forth. Same thing. They got afros and things of that nature. Okay. And the Polynesian thing with the Aborigines, some of them have afros and some of them have straight hair. It's just like Israel, because Israel, us as a nation, you have 12 tribes, and some of the tribes have afros, and then other tribes, like Gad, for example, right, have straight hair, have straight type hair. You see what I'm saying? But they still originally have dark skin. They still originally look like Negroes. That's why a lot of those Gadites, those Native Americans, they changed their classification to Negroes. The brother Zakar has the book called the Black Indians, going into that history, because they wanted to separate Judah and Gad. Okay. So, anyways, right, this was part of the one part of the Great Deception. Okay, and this was the building up of their images, which it tells you that in Second Thessalonians. This is Second Thessalonians 2 and verse 3. It says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, the dragon, the serpent, the devil, and Satan." That's Esau, Edom. All of those things represent the Edomites. "Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, shewing himself that he is God." One of the ways he did that is through his images. Okay, let's get Job 9 and 24. Okay, this is Job 9 and 24. It says, "The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?" Now, even this propaganda, right, of painting the Lord like this and so on and so forth, wasn't enough for Esau, Edom. He needed to do more. Okay, to build up his image, which is the image of a so-called white man, the image of the so-called white people. Okay, so he had to do more. So when you go back to, was it 1681, that was when they first began to call themselves white people. Matter of fact, let's get that. Let's get that. And I'm going to get to the point of this video. The point of this video is this, okay? Because Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada, and his wife is separating. But I want you to see this video, right? And you can clearly see in this video that she's not really into him. She's just with him because of, whatever. It was a marriage. They had a marriage a while back. He had a particular position, whatever the case may be. But she's not into him. Okay? For all you know, she's fantasizing about dealing with a so-called black man or a so-called Latino man. Okay? When these Edomites really get a taste of Esau, when these women in general get a taste of Esau, they like, what's all the hype about? You know what I mean? You look on the TV screen, he's John Wayne, he's Luke Skywalker, he's this, he's that. But then when you deal with them, it's like, yo, I'd rather deal with a Jake. I'd rather deal with a so-called black man. I'd rather deal with a Jamaican. I'd rather deal with a Colombian. That's why I'm titling this what I'm titling it, man. That all that deception and that propaganda to build up his image is being torn down very quickly, man. Okay? Matter of fact, Salakia. I'm just trying to see if I can find that article right now. 1681. White race invented, or whatever the case is. I'm just putting in anything, seeing if I could find some information. A particular article. How white people were invented by a playwright. Oh, they're saying 1613. Okay. By a playwright. 10 invented a concept of white people on 1613. The date that his play, The Triumphs of Truth, was first performed, which I'm not sure about who this is. Jacob Bean. I'm not too certain about who this person is. I'm not sure of who this person is. The date that I known of was 1681 in Virginia. Okay, where it was basically written, it was made official. See, he might have said something in a play, but it was made official at this time that I'm talking about. The invention of whiteness. Okay, let's see what this is all about. Yes, I'm happy. What the hell is this? Okay, it says before the 17th century, people did not think of themselves as belonging to something called the white race. And there's a reason why they called it white, because white represents purity, it represents innocency, it represents goodness, which these Edomites are the furthest thing from good, okay, and pure. Okay, really, what they should have called themselves was the red race, because the name Edom means red. And when you look at a so-called white person, they're red. They have something called, they call it phenomelanin. Phenomelanin. Okay, I believe that's what it's called. So anyways, it says, but once the idea was invented, it quickly began to reshape the modern world, right? In 2008, a satirical blog called Stuff White People Like became a brief but boisterous sensation. The conceit was straightforward, coupling a list of eventually 136 items. Okay, I'm trying to get to the point. They got a point here. Okay. Okay, I didn't have a chance to proofread this. I just picked up a random article, so we might just let this go because I'm not gonna go through this whole thing. All right. The point is that it was invented. That's the point. That concept was invented, and it was invented to show superiority over Jake. Okay. So I'll leave it at that. I believe it's Dr. Batalora that I could have typed into, but anyways, I don't need to do all that. Okay. So the point is it was invented. All right. And prior to the 1600s, there was no one classifying himself or grouping themselves together based upon them being white or someone being black. Okay, you understand? So what they did was they built that. They did that also for the purpose of separation of the so-called Negroes and the Edomites, so that they wouldn't fight together against the system. But let's play this video real quick. Weak as hell, man. So he put out his hand. I'm gonna play that again, and she rejected it, man. Right on camera, man, while people are watching. Right? Even if you didn't want to do it, if you had respect for the guy, you would put your hand out just because there's people there. It's on camera, and he's a public figure. But she said F that dude because she's not into him. Let's watch this again. See the cameras are rolling, right? And he just got rejected on camera by his own so-called wife. So that's a sign that you Edomites, man, you're not as sexy as you once was, as you once were, so to speak. Okay, based upon the image that you've created. This is Obadiah 1 in verse 3. It says, "The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high." Look at these tall buildings, these skyscrapers. This is the Edomite style of building. "That saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord." And when did they start to send their nest amongst the stars, which dealing with their satellite system? When did they start to do that? They started to do that around in 1969, and that's when Esau's decline was imminent, man. He had a fast decline starting from the 1970s up until this date. Okay? The Edomite women started to rampantly deal with Jakes. Okay? Coming to the 80s, you come into the 90s. You know what I'm saying? And then now the 2000s, man. Go look on TikTok, man. And Edomites are professing their love for Jake. They got all kind of trends professing their love for Jake and how they'll never deal with the Edomites. And listen, man. I know. I've seen that personally, man. Okay, I know Edomite chicks that will never even look at it. They're not even. They'll get offended if, let's say, there's one Edomite looking chick. Well, she's a Jake, okay, but she was offended that one of my friends brought a guy that looks like an Edomite, which he was probably a Jake too. But actually, I don't know him. I don't know. So I can't say anything about him because I don't really know. But her, she was a Jake. Come on, man. All right. But him, I don't know. But he looks like an Edomite. I'll say that, right? So he brought this Edomite, right? And boom, 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 and he was starting to talk to her, and she was being friendly with him. But then he started to try to put some moves on her, try to basically, riz her up, as they say today. And she said, she got offended, man. She said, "What the fuck? I'm not into you. I'm into black guys." Okay? She got offended. And he got offended because she got offended. He's like, what can they do that I can't do? I can do everything they can do better, right? Because he got offended. And this is another reason why a lot of you, these other nations, they hate you Jakes, because it really goes back to jealousy and envy. Even the position that Jake is in right now, these nations, they envy you. They're jealous of you. And it's always been like that. So how much more when we're in our kingdom? Okay? But right now, Esau is being brought down, and his image is being brought down. And this is why these right-wing Edomites, they're getting so bent out of shape, because they see it. And that's all they have. All they have is their false sense of whiteness and their false sense of superiority, which is being dismantled. You see what I'm saying? And the Lord is going to completely bring Esau down and make Esau bare. This is Jeremiah 49 and verse 7. It says, "Concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman?" Now Teman deals with the Germans, man. That's the wisest. Those are the most intelligent Edomites, is the Germans. Okay? That's why there was a fight for the German scientists. Okay? It says, "Is counsel perished from the prudent?" Oppenheimer was from Germany, okay? The German small hat, okay? But he was from Germany. It says, "Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan. For I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, the time that I will visit him. If grape gatherers come to thee, would they not leave some gleaning grapes?" Right, because grape gatherers in the ancient world, there was a law that you had to leave a certain amount of grapes, at the borders of your vineyard. Okay, so they would leave some. If thieves by night, they will destroy till they have enough. Right, the thief is not going to take the chairs and the cloth and try to fit everything into his bag. No, he's going to take the most valuable things that he can get and leave with that. Okay. But I have made Esau bare, but the Lord is going to strip Esau of everything. Which means what? His image, his wealth. That's why the scripture says, according to their substance shall the restitution be. They're going to give us everything they have. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places. Okay. He's being revealed, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and I cannot wait till he's fully revealed, man. All these lies and cover-ups about their history, wasn't so bad, and this and that, this and the third, you're exaggerating. I can't wait till the details come out, man. This is why they're fighting against critical race theory, man. And how the reason why you Jakes are in the position you're in is not just because you're lazy. No. It goes way beyond that. Come on, bro. Come on, man. There's been a systematic destruction of the so-called black community, so-called Native American community, so on and so forth. It's been deliberate, and it's verifiable by history, man. The amount of hundreds of black towns, prosperous black towns, might I add, that were destroyed and flooded and turned into lakes, You don't think that has an effect on a generations past? Are you flipping retarded? And his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. Leave thy fatherless children. Yeah, because a lot of these Edomite men are about to be put to death. I will preserve them alive, and let thy widows trust in me. And what's the widows dealing with? Their women. Their women are going to start turning to Jake, and they've already turned to Jake. But it's just going to increase, you know? And when you see them Edomite out, they act like they don't want to look at Jake. Trust me, they're fighting themselves. It's just like us now. You know, you don't want to look at these hoes because these hoes are completely proud in this society, right? So you know, you might be at the gym, a chick she got a fat ass and she's in tights. You know, you try not to. You try not to look. You're not looking, but it's a fight. It's actually a fight because you want to look, but you're like, nah, I'm not looking, man. You know, it's like the ego in you. Well, that's what it is. The ego in the Edomites that don't deal with Jake, you know, because their family taught them a particular thing, and you know they don't want to be disowned, or they just don't like Jakes in general. But trust me, they're more attracted to you than they are to the Edomite man. Okay. And that goes for all these nations. Even if they don't deal with you, even if they marry someone of their nation, trust me, they're looking at Jake as a god. Okay, a recent video of Edomites, they're asking a bunch of Edomites who you think dresses the best? You know, white guys, brown guys, or black guys? Said black guys. You know, and they all said black guys. They said, oh yeah, they just look so good and this and that. You know. And then there was another one where a dude was asking what looked to be a Moabite, might have been an Ammonite, but looked to be a Moabite, saying which Asian men have the best sex game? And the woman jumped up quick and said, Nigerians. He's like, wait a minute, those are not even Asian. She's like, oops. Why? Because when they think about what is attractive, Jake is the prototype, man. Okay? But Esau has forced himself to be the prototype in this time. But Jake is the true prototype, man. You see, Esau, this image is a pseudo prototype based upon, Disney movies and things of that nature. You know, that's all indoctrination, you know. So yeah, Esau is the prototype too to them, right? Based upon propaganda. So it's really pseudo, but naturally Jake is the apex. Okay, Jake is the apex, man. The only ones trying to fight to get with Esau now is really the Jake woman, our women, you know, because they see the power and it's all for the status and the potential of security. That's why you don't trust women. Women are just there, you know, they're gonna follow who's in power. You just, you know, when we're in power, we're just gonna get the pick of the litter, man. That's the bottom line. We're gonna have multiples, man. You know, in the kingdom, thousands, hundreds, thousands. If a brother has hundreds, he's that's, you know, that might be like a regular Israelite that wasn't of the 144,000. Okay, we're gonna have our pick of the litter. That's coming. All right, but for now, Esau, he's in power. His image is still up there, but it's being brought down through the power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. So anyways, that's it. That's all I want to say. Didn't want to make this too long. With that, I'll say Shalom. All praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai.